All right. Hey guys, it's our last power plan for August. How? When? What? Like, wasn't it April? Like a couple, like weren't we all at Thrive Palooza a couple weeks ago? Like, I don't know. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna kick off tonight, like always. We're gonna start with our rate of run. You guys, we've only got 3 days and a few hours left of the month. So this number is gonna be pretty accurate, but we have proven time and time and time again that even though it's close to accurate, it doesn't mean it's gonna you could still make magic happen. You can still make it happen if it's not where you want to be. So what I'm going to have you do is get into your cloud real quick. Well, I was in it and I got kicked out. Let me get back in here. All right, get yourself logged in, and right there on that very main page, you're like the home page, just scroll on down. You don't need the menu for anything this time. We're scrolling until you see the business dashboard, and that first line that says business snapshot. Click the arrow to drop that open. And then scroll down past your the green, the orange, the gray, the PPA. Under qualifications, you're going to see a row that says current QV. You're going to take that dollar amount and you're going to divide it by 28 because today is the 28th day of the month and we're trying to find out what you and your team have done on a daily basis. Now you're going to take that smaller number and multiply it by 31 because we do get 31 days this month. And you are now looking at the number that you are projected to end the month at. And again, it's not sealed in stone. We have had all of our auto ships. Corporate may or may not throw out some kind of promo. I have no idea. But here's the thing. This is your business. You can throw out a promo. You could offer something right here, right now. You could have an end of the month blitz of some type, whatever would work for you, whether it's based on credits or a rebate, or maybe you've got free product laying around. Like whatever you have, it's all in your hands at this point now. So I'm not thrilled with my rate of run number. I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm happy with anything we get, but yeah, I need to do something. I don't know. I gotta go find. I'm gonna run down the street and find some people and sell some Thrive, right? So use that number to motivate you. Also use it as knowledge of, okay, here's what I've done all of August and here's where it got me. Now, am I on the right track? And do I need to continue what I'm doing because you're seeing it grow through August? Or are you going backwards all August and maybe you need to switch things up in September? That's another really great reason to do rate of run because it will help you understand like what you are or aren't doing. Okay, so end of month checklist. That's right, end of the month. I'm gonna go through this quickly. I'm going to just hit the highlights. If you have questions, you can unmute or raise your hand or whatever. First and foremost, make sure that you personally have at least $100 of personal volume. That's your PV. Personal volume comes from when you place an order on your own personal account or you sell directly to one of your customers. So you need at least $100 in PV if you want to receive commissions. That's what keeps you active with the company. Do you have any waiting room volume? Waiting room would be a new promoter that you signed up in the last 60 days. They might be hanging out. You know what? Let's do it together. You're going to be in your cloud. For those of you that can be on, this time you do need your the menu part. You need to click the little hamburger thing at the top. And when it drops down the menu, you want to go over to, mine's dropping down. You want to go to my team, and then you want to click waiting room. If you have signed up a promoter in the last 60 days, they will be in there. Okay. Now they may have some volume sitting there. That volume can be moved around in your downline. This is not a waiting room training. That's a whole other ballpark. But if you are looking right now and you're like, oh, snap, I have someone in my waiting room and you don't understand what that means or you don't know what to do with it, get a hold of your upline or your upline's upline or your upline's upline ASAP, because you're going to need to get them moved most likely before the end of the month. And you don't want to wait till the last day. You just don't. It's a nightmare. And, you know, like some people are like, well, I don't have it. And then I'm like, well, just double check. And sure enough, like somebody who was a customer all along and they didn't know, but somebody clicked promoter. You're like, weird things happen. So I always say, check that waiting room. You never know if someone's in there or not. Okay, the third thing, have you qualified for your rank or your bonus? So for those of you that are trying to hit 12K or like trying to maintain your 12K for the month for your auto bonus. Are you there? Don't just look at your volume. Make sure you have the number of active promoters that you need. You can actually be sitting at $12,000 or more in volume. But if you don't have all 4 of your qualified level 1 promoters, then you do not qualify for auto bonus. Yes, you're 12K, but you're not auto bonus 12K. There is a difference there. Some of you are trying to hit 4K for the first time. Some of you are trying to repeat ranks. Whatever it is, whatever you're going for, double check yourself. Don't just assume, I mean, I have had people call me on the first of the month in tears because they had the volume, but they forgot they only had 3 of the 4 promoters that they needed. By the first, it's over and done. Nobody can help you. So I'm telling you, check now, check now, check now. Most of my phone died or did die, but okay. Okay, now that we know where you are, we know you have your PV, we know you've got weight and volume or you don't, and we know where you are as far as your rank goes. Now that we've taken care of ourselves, we put the mask on ourselves first, right? Now we can start going into our reports, into the cloud, and we can start seeing, does our month have it? Are there people on your team that don't have $100 in PV? Well, Tammy, I don't know. Well, let's find out, right? Okay, so you're gonna log into your cloud. If I would stop hitting that button, I could just stay logged in, but my fingers are too fast. Okay, we're gonna get logged in slowly but surely. Okay, again, from the menu, you're gonna go to My Team. You're gonna go to your sponsorship team. These are the people that you have signed up under you. It is automatically gonna default to your level 1s. So it's your promoters that you signed up. At the top there where you can sort it, you're gonna keep it at level 1. Instead of promoter number, click on that option, that drop down option, and I want you to find where it says current PV, click that. And then I can't remember if it's, yeah. And then you can click, just leave it at ascending, and now click sort. So it's going to pop up for you first, all the people that don't have any PV, which you will have that. Some people sign up as a promoter and drop off the face of the earth. But what I want you to do is keep going through, keep scrolling, and you can go to however many pages you have to go. And I just do a real quick scroll. The closer you get to the people who are qualified and active, you may come across somebody, and I'm going to see if I have one to show you. Okay, perfect. I have someone in here who is a promoter, and she is sitting at $92 in PV. She is $8 away from getting commissions. Now, wouldn't that tick you off if you missed your commissions by $8? Now, is it my responsibility to make that happen for her? No. But is it the end of the month and we're on a power plan and I'm taking this time to work with my team? Yes. So I'm going to send her a message and say, hey, because she has sitting right here $1,200 in volume. So she has volume that she could get paid on or not get paid on because she's not at the PV. So I always check that, and I just did a real quick message. Hey, don't know if you've noticed or not, but your PV is sitting at 92 instead of 100. If you want to be qualified and active, we've got to get that $8 in before the end of the month. Like just a real quick message. And some people will be like, yeah, I don't care. And you could have that. Maybe you've got somebody who does like I don't know, they were a customer, they clicked promoter because they thought it sounded fun. They never did anything with it. They don't do commissions. They don't, none of that stuff. Okay, cool. But I'm still reaching out and letting them know that, you're not where you need to be if you want to be qualified and active. But more times than not, I find people who think they're at 100 PV, or they just assume because they've had so many orders go in and they're thinking it's all, going to count for that. But if it's your level 2, 3, or 4 customers that are ordering, if it's your other promoters that are ordering, it doesn't count for your PV. It has to be on your personal account or a personal personal customer of your own. So I always just double check that one because, again, I don't like when people call me crying on the first and they're sad. And then the last thing I always like to check, and it can get really, really tricky the bigger that your customer base gets, but are you thriving for free? Are your customers thriving for free? Let me show you how I like to check to see if I'm thriving for free, because it can get very confusing. Because just because let's say you have 7 customer orders in under you, you're like, sure, yeah, I'm thriving for free. Well, I'm going to use faces like the Brady Bunch. Let's say Shantae is my customer. She placed her order. There's one, right? But Lisa placed an order and she's actually a referral of Shantae's. So that doesn't count. Sonia placed an order and she's actually a referral of another girl who hasn't even ordered this month. That order doesn't count for my work. Do you see where I'm getting at? You could have a ton of orders under you, but you have to know, like, was that yours or was that a referral? So what I like to do to double check is, again, in the cloud. Oh, I stayed in this time. Okay. I go to your reports. I go to downline order history under the reports. I'm going to drink. Okay. And then at the top, it says reports and it says downline order history and it has your start date and your end date. Below that, it says order number. Click on that and instead hit promoter number. And then change it to ascending. I always have to do this more than once. Yeah, no, ascending. The very first promoter number that should pop up under you is you. Okay, that is you. So I am looking at right now, I'm looking at 6 personal customers or personal orders under me, under my promoter number. And so I'm going over to the customer number and customer name. Some of these by customer name, you're just going to know. Yep, that's my girl. That's my girl. I signed her up directly. She's mine. Some of them you may not remember. And for those of you that like to stack people and help people, you may not remember. So what I like to do is I either screenshot this with the order numbers or I just write them down on a piece of paper really quick. And then I go, and I'm sorry, not the order number, the customer number. Then I click on the customer number. This, for example, is a customer who is my customer, but this is a person who referred under one of my other customers. So yes, it's an order. Yes, it's my customer. Yes, I get paid on it, but it does not count for my refer to. So then I go back, I'm still sorted. I go to the next one. I click customer number. Yes, this is directly my customer. She's my referral. She's my customer. She's all mine. So that counts as one of my refer to. Do you see how I'm going through that to make sure? Because I'm telling you, it stings when you go on the second and you're like, where are my credits? And then you start looking and you're like, oh crap, I forgot she was a referral of so-and-so. It stings. So always double check. Again, check yourself and then just ask your team. You know, hey, are you thriving for free? Are you thriving for free? Tell them how you just sorted it and looked for it. Don't do it for them. Tell them how you did it. Let them understand that there's a real quick way to do that. And then I still to this day, 1,010% do not have, that I know of, an easy way to check if my customers are thriving for free without going line by line. So we're not going to do that tonight. But if you're working with people to get them set up every month, like trying to help them get their refer to, you will probably know. But again, I just, you know, it's okay to reach out and ask and say, hey, you know, I know that we were trying to get you thriving for free this month, and I just want to double check with you. These are the names of the orders that went through, and you know, however you want to do it. But for sure, make sure you're thriving for free, and then ask your team, and then talk with your customers. Okay, that's the end of the month. Big breath, exhale. Now, semi-sorted the end of the month. We still have 3 days left before we hit September 1st. So I just want to go over really quickly how I'm tackling my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 this week, because you guys, it's a busy week. When isn't it, right? But it's going to be a busy week. So I have gone through. So I have, my setup. I have my blank 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I have the dates written up here, and then I actually have a squiggly line. That's the end of August, and then over here is September. I have the date, so it says Monday, like the pre-printed part, right? It says Monday, so it says the 29th. Above it, it says mailbox. So this is Mailbox Monday. I've gone through and picked a theme or an idea for every day this week, because Tammy ain't gonna have time to think. So we're gonna think right now together, okay? So I encourage you to either come up with an idea on the fly right here, right now, or always do the same one over and over. One of the most successful promoters in this company, Chastity Marie. How many of you know her? Love her, right? Pay attention. She has never, ever, even when all hell broke loose, She has never swayed away from Motivation Monday, Testimonial Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, Flex Friday, and I forget what the other two are. They're just for the weekends. She has never gone away from that. Now, does that mean that she always says hashtag Motivational Monday? No. She knows in her head, it's Monday, I'm going to do a motivational post. It's Tuesday, I'm going to do a testimony. And that is how my brain works. I would much rather have an idea of where I'm going versus wake up and be like, I don't know. So anyway, I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing this week. Those of you that are in boot camp, you already have some direction for some of your stuff. So you don't, whatever. But for those of you that aren't in boot camp, which is probably a lot of people watching this, I'm going with Mailbox Monday. What the hell does that mean, Tammy? Well, basically, I have a question. It could mean anything, right? Mailbox Monday could be anything. You could take a picture of your mailbox. Maybe there's a mailbox down the street that you think is hilarious, whatever. I am going to ask a question dealing with mailing someone a letter. And I already have it typed up. It's in my notes. I'm ready to go for Monday. I'm just going to kick Monday off with an interactive post. It's a question about mailing letters to people, right? How did I come up with that? Well, I was like, well, Mailbox Monday. What would I talk about? That's where my brain went. I'm going with Task Tuesday. So in my notes, I was like, Task Tuesday, what is a task that I have mastered? And then it took me a couple minutes and I'm like, lately, I feel like every time I turn around, someone's asking me about pruning back some of their annuals because it's near the end of summer, but we still have too much to like, that's just me. What is a task that you've mastered? What is something people are asking you guys all the time? Wednesday, I'm sticking with Wellness Wednesday because our whole team is doing we're always doing E60, but we're doing a big push on September 1st for an E60 challenge. So I'm specifically setting aside Wellness Wednesday to get that, to give like another plug. Sonia says, I've been doing Trip Tuesday and sharing a picture and asking them to share one from, I saw that. And I feel like it's going really well for you. Yeah. So again, that is something. So Sonia loves to travel. She loves to travel by Harley specifically, and that's perfect. So that's part of her niche, her fives, and it's interactive. And who doesn't like to share vacation pictures, right? Everyone likes that. Everyone wants to show where they went. So then my squiggly line, and now we're on to September 1st. It's a Thursday. I wrote down 1,000 Thursday. And then I was like, I don't even know what that means. But then I was like, okay, 1,000 wishes for a new month. If you had $1,000, who would you give it to? Or if you had $1,000, what would you spend it on? Just getting my brain. So when I open my notes section on Thursday, I have that little, because I can guarantee you between now and Thursday, I'm like, what the hell did 1,000 Thursday mean? So it's in my notes section on my phone. Friday, I established it to be freebie Friday. I know for a fact I'm going to be putting out a post about some free samples of Thrive on Friday. You don't have to do them for free. So if you want to do a different Friday theme, you pick that, right? You could do fancy Friday, whatever, but I know what I'm doing. Saturday, I don't know, again, pulled this out of the air. I wrote down Snapshot Saturday. I'm going to try to go through and find some old pictures or a random weird picture and just be like, caption this. Like, and you could find, maybe you have a snapshot of like an old photo of you as a kid and your grandma or something. It could just be Snapshot Saturday, just sharing someone you love from an old snapshot. And then on Sunday, I was thinking, because it is the Sunday before Labor Day, and I am going to take that rest that we're deserving, right? I'm calling it Simple Sunday. I might share a simple recipe, a simple thought. I don't know yet, but I have direction. And if you have direction, you're halfway there, right? If you get up in the morning and someone's like, meet me at lunch at this place, you don't know where it is, you're screwed. If they say, meet me at this place, it's at the corner of Broadway and Main, you have some direction. You may not know the exact address. You may not know exactly where you can park your car, but you know about where you're going, right? And so it already saves you so much time. So to me, that's what Sundays are about. I like to get that done. Now, I know the last couple of weeks I've been sharing like daily challenges, like throwing out different ideas. And then that's all I'm doing today is a different idea. I actually have, I don't remember when I made this. I'm looking at it, it's on my wall. It's a long time ago. It's just an Excel spreadsheet. It says Sunday, Monday, blah, 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 at the top. And below it, like there's S words for Sunday, M words for Monday. And real quick, in case you're not sure, do you ever get stumped and you're like, I don't know what to do? You can literally what are some words that start with M? And Google just pulled up a bunch, and she said, if I click here, I could see a bunch more. So if you're ever like, I don't know what to do, you can do that. But also, if you find something like Sonia, Trip Tuesdays working for Sonia, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm telling you, Chastity Marie has not fixed it this whole time, and she does great with it. So if she can do it, we can do it, right? So that's my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not going to go over what a reach out is, what a follow up is, all that stuff. And obviously, our job is more than social media, but I find I get hung up on the social media. So that's why I like to have an idea for it before I go, because that way, are we allowed to borrow yours? Absolutely. Heck yeah. That's why I'm sharing them. You can totally borrow them. Adding names to the leads list, connecting with the leader. There's already so much that goes on in the week anyway. I just like to have an idea of what I'm doing. And again, so mailbox, let me just go back to Mailbox Monday really quickly. I know I have a question, an interactive question, so that's a post, right? I could do a reel. I could do a reel. I actually have hanging on my wall next to me is a bulletin board of nothing but thank you cards that I've received. I could literally do a reel about how when I go to the mailbox and there's a thank you card, the first thing I do is read it. The second thing I do is put it on my board. Because if I'm having a bad day and I start to question if I know anything in life, I'll look at my board. So there's a reel about Mailbox Monday. I could do a story. I could literally stand here in the office and do a story and basically say what I just said and show that. Or I could talk about how I don't, I could be on my story and walk to my mailbox and be like, great, bills, that's all I get in my mailbox. Do you ever get anything else in your mailbox besides bills? Do people mail letters anymore? Like whatever. I'm just literally winging this while we're all together, but to show you how if you have some direction, you can take it there. So it doesn't, when I talk about social media, I'm not always saying it's a post. It could be any of those things. I encourage you to use all of those things, reels, posts, stories, like really mix it up. And I don't know. I just think it's easier that way. So anyway, I've talked about that enough. We have other things we have to do, Tammy. All right. We're tossing August to the side. Like literally, I'm taking this and I'm scooching it to the side. All right. Now you guys have seen this before. If you've been on my power plans, I've already flipped it. It's to September. This is, yes, the world's biggest calendar. There it is next to my head. But this is just my desktop calendar. It sits on my desktop. Okay. Does that mean it's the only calendar I use? Oh my Lord, no. I have my planner right here. Of course, it's not the only one I use, but I love to see my month in front of me at all times because it's kind of like your vision board. The more you see it, the more you know it. It's the same. I want to encourage all of you right now. And it could even be like, this will crack you up. Here's the September month at a glance in my planner right now. So you can do it in your planner, but as you can see, my planner gets a little crazy, and that's okay. That's much more detailed, blah, blah, blah. But on my desk in front of me, I need to know the important big dates because that's what I need to work around, right? So I encourage you right now, make sure you have free credit day written down. It's the 2nd of every month. You can peek in your back office on the 1st. You can go to your free credits and it'll say pending. If you're curious how many credits you're getting, if you don't already know, you can peek. And by peeking, you can be that much better prepared to know what you're going to do with your credits. Are you going to use them for your own product? Are you going to use them for a free shipping promo? Are you going to offer, whatever? I don't know what you're going to do, but you're going to be better prepared. I encourage you not to lose track of free credit day. Whether you choose to make a social media post about free credit day or not, I'm going to be honest. I don't care. We know what free credit day means. Not everybody else does, right? But what I encourage you to do on free credit day is to sit down and really think about, okay, I've got 160 free credits this month. I've got 250 free credits this month. What are you going to do with them? If Paul and Jason were standing right here next to me and they would look you dead in the eye and say, don't hang on to them. They did not create free credits so that you could build a savings account for some rainy day. They came up with free credits to help you thrive for free, first and foremost, and secondly, for you to help other people get started on Thrive. I know people who have hundreds of dollars in credits and they don't want to part with them yet. They don't know what they want to do with them. Well, I can tell you what you are doing with them by holding on to them. You are holding your business back. You could literally only have $10 in credits. That could make or break someone. Somebody could really want to be starting on the gummies right now, and they may not have the $30, but they might have the 20. And that $10 could be the difference between them getting started and them going to Walmart and wasting $20, $19.95, right? That sounds cheaper. Everybody likes to do that. Save them that money. Save them, right? You could offer free shipping. That's more like $14, I feel like anymore. Shipping is out of hand. But anyway, that's enough. Free credit day. The other thing that's on my calendar that and again, I know these days, I know them, but I need to see them. The 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, and the 25th. Now, did you guys notice when you marked your calendar in September on the 5th, what day that is? Should be auto ship number 1, right? But it also happens to be Labor Day. So be prepped, be ready. They may decide to do auto ships on the 2nd. They may decide to do them on the 6th. I don't know. But if I were you and I had people for auto ships on the 5th, I would be contacting them before the 2nd. I would just treat it as if because you may not find out until Thursday, and then you're going to be scrambling, right? So again, this is your business. You own it. We're looking at our calendars to prepare. I would tell you right now, look for, you know what? Let's do it. We're going to get in our calendar. We're going to get back on the thing. I'm so bad about being like, this is what you should do. I'm going to tell you how to do it. So we're in the cloud, almost. You're going to go to the menu. You're going to go to that's the wrong button. You're going to my team. You're going to go to my customers. It's going to populate it for you by like the newest customer. At the top, customer number, customer name, email, scroll all the way to the right, click next auto ship twice. So it will now populate it for you. Anybody that says September 5th for an auto ship, write their name on your follow-up list for tomorrow. On Monday, the 29th of August, you are going to basically stalk them on social media. You're going to go back to the last message you had with them. You're going to really refresh your brain about them, and you're going to reach out. Maybe you want to know what they did over the weekend. Maybe you saw they went away for the weekend. Maybe you saw they had a football game over the weekend. Maybe they had whatever. Or maybe they don't have anything for you to look at, but then you look back at your message and you remember that the last time you talked to them, they were super excited to try a new flavor. I don't know. Again, I'm making this all up. Whatever it is, you're going to reach out and you're just going to start a non-Thrive related conversation with this person on Monday, because by Tuesday or Wednesday, we're going to mention that, hey, your auto ship is on for the 5th. And I don't know yet if they're going to do it earlier or later. So I wanted to let you know in case you get an email, because if they have the auto ship, they'll get the email. I wanted to let you know that Lavelle will be emailing you. They're either going to tell you it's going to run on Friday the 2nd, or it might run on the 6th, but I just wanted to make you aware, because if we're going to change a different flavor, we're going to add a DFT, whatever, we need to make sure we do that now. Okay. And again, is that a hard thing to do? No, but it takes looking at your calendar and knowing ahead of time to have that done, because you guys all know when tomorrow hits and it's Monday morning and your week is off and running, it will be the end of September before you know. Not just the end of the first week, it'll be the end of the month. So that's why we have to look. And then for me personally, every Sunday, obviously I have my power plan written down. Every Monday night I do a Zoom for my team every Monday night. I have dentist appointments in here, doctor's appointments, anything that's going on that's big that I need to work around, it's on here. I promise you, if you just make sure I think it was in one of my squads, we talked about there's boulders of life, right? If you have a cup and you fill it with big, giant rocks, they're going to take up a lot of space, but it doesn't take up everything. You still have space around those rocks that you can now put pebbles, right? The pebbles can be, so for example, on the 12th of September, I don't even know what month it is. On the 12th of September, I know I have a team Zoom that night. I know I have clients in the morning. I know I have clients at night before that Zoom. I know I have a lunch and learn, but those are the boulders, right? That's the boulders of my day. But I also now see a pocket here where I could do 30 minutes of my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I see a pocket here where I could do 20 minutes of maybe a Facebook Live. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you have the boulders, then you can start filling stuff in. When people tell me they don't have enough time, That's not the problem. You have not controlled your time. You have not really looked at your time. If you ask somebody how long it takes to do something, I promise you they will tell you longer than it takes, because we don't really know. I've had people tell me it takes them an hour to cook dinner. I'm like, really? You're standing at the stove for a whole hour? Like stirring all the things, like you don't have any, like it doesn't bake for 20 minutes, or it doesn't, like, really think about that kind of stuff. Or if it does take hours, put it in the crock pot. I know Amy's like cringing because she's an actual cook, but like think about these things on your calendar, because then you're going to be able to work your business instead of being like, well, I was super busy today, I didn't get to it today. I'm super busy tomorrow, I'm not going to get to it tomorrow. Then before you know it, the month's halfway done, you're nowhere close to the goal you had. So anyway, it's super, super important. Those to me are the Thrive boulders, if you will. The Zooms I'm in charge of, the auto ship days, the free credit days, and then obviously the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, having some direction on that ready to go. So I can't encourage you enough. And honestly, if you guys wanted to, if you want to try it for the month of September, just decide that, you know, every Tuesday is Testimonial Tuesday. Write it up here, and then you already know every Tuesday that's what you're doing. Like if you want to try to simplify your life, which I encourage you to do at all times, use your calendar to do that. Use. I know people sometimes are like, well, I've got my calendar on my phone. Well, that doesn't pan it for me, because my phone, look how, okay, look, my calendar's on my phone. It's black as night, right? My calendar's in front of me. This is why pen on paper will always trump it for me. I know people think I'm old. I don't care. I want to encourage you to spend some time getting your September calendar ready. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is plug my team Zoom for tomorrow night. And I know you're not all directly on my team, but as you know, you're always all invited. Just ask me for the link. Last week, we did an hour long, maybe even longer. I can't remember. It took a really long time. We went through some pretty detailed questions. We mapped out our top 10 goals for the last 4 months of the year, and we started a vision board. Tomorrow night is part 2. You're going to come back to that Zoom with your top 10 goals, and I'm going to show you how you're going to put those top 10 goals in your planner every single day, so you actually move the needle forward. Because how often have you had a goal, but then you look back and you didn't do anything to get to that goal? You thought it was going to magically fall out of the sky, right? I'm not making fun of anyone. I have been there. It's like when somebody says, I'm going to lose 10 pounds, but then they don't schedule time for exercise. They don't go to the grocery store to buy food. They don't take time to fill up a water bottle, right? So we're going to look tomorrow at your top 10 goals, and then we're going to figure out how to put them in your planner for the month of September. And then obviously you'll carry it on through the rest of the year, because I think it's great to do a vision board. I think it's great to do goal setting, but if that's where it stops, that was a waste of time. So part 2 is tomorrow. So if you need the link, let me know. You can just send me a Facebook message, and we'll go from there. I hope this was helpful. This replay will be on my YouTube, and all of my trainings are always on the YouTube. So if you didn't get to participate last Monday night in the vision board training and all that stuff, it's on my YouTube. You can find it now. You can watch the replay and get prepped and ready for tomorrow. So that's it, guys. Thank you. Bye.